frazzled, and he just doesn't need any of this hacker crap. And so yeah, he's my number one. Also, it's Sam Jackson. He's the best actor that you've just listed, so it's easy.
All right.
Scoggins does some pretty good typing work.
Yes, he does.
He does some pretty great typing. Yeah. So Scoggins. I'm just going to rank these in order that I like the film. It turns out, like Jurassic Park, then Deep Blue Sea. I don't remember Ruby Rose looking at a computer. I've seen the Meg at least twice. I know that she is the Scoggins role, but I don't remember her actually doing anything computer based. So I'm going to just put her at the bottom. I like Ruby Rose fine. She's one of the better parts of Pitch Perfect 3. It's a terrible film, but she's like fun in it. I'll put Jurassic World in third, just because I really like the moment. It's nothing to do with the computer acting, but when Jake Johnson, when he goes to kiss Lauren Lapkus, and she pulls away, I'm in a relationship. I love that he's been thinking he's the hero of the film the whole time,
yeah.
And then he realizes that moment. Oh no, I'm like the fodder. I'd be lucky if I survive this. So that is a lot of people have problems with Jurassic World. That's a moment that I've always really enjoyed with them going, oh no, this isn't my film. So he's third. Then I'd Spin and Aaron. It's hard to differ. I like Spin more than Aaron. Aaron's fine, but he's like surprised by things on his monitors. The shark is like looming out of nowhere, surprises him, even though he put the camera there. So my ranking is Sam Jackson, then Scoggins, then Jake Johnson in Jurassic World, then Spin, then Aaron, then Ruby Rose and the Meg.
Perfect.
Which now, from a sexist angle, makes me sound terrible because I've put the only female one right at the bottom. But hey, it's done now. That wasn't.
No, I added. Well, I guess I have Lowry and Vivian who look at computers.
Yeah.
So then you have both of them.
Yes, that's true.
Because they're a duo. I had Lowry, but I'm like, no, Vivian's that crew. They're a duo. So I had to make sure to add them.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, cool. I know it's a random ranking, but you know how much I like
20
people
minutes
staring at
to do.
screens.
So.
Yeah. That's why I gave it to you. I knew it'd be tough for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. But hey, he does. He hacks, and they stare at computers.
Yeah.
And his computer opening skills are wonderful. I like it.
It's computer opening. He really lifts that lid.
I put it top 5.
Okay. I'm not going to ask for your ranking.
We've done enough.
Courtney, anything else in this chapter that you want to talk about?
No, I was actually, when you were talking about the ranking and the computer skills, I was trying to remember if in number 2, if there was any moments where we saw a shark near a computer, but
there's the shark at the window.
Yeah. Oh. Did they pick a lock at one point?
No, they dug a trench. The sharks dug a trench. They don't have to pick any locks. They have digging skills.
That makes me so happy. They did dig a trench underneath of it.
Yeah.
And then they just went for a joy swim.
The surprise trench. No one had seen it before. No one knew it was there.
Yeah, Aaron does not watch that area at all.
He had a camera trained on the trench and had not seen it. The problem is he has too many monitors. He's got a wall of monitors. They're all showing a different camera view. It's different. He's got too much to look at. It's too much input. If he had 3 and they were rotating, not spinning around, but what was on them was a slideshow kind of thing, then I feel like he would have seen the trench. Why are we spending so much time talking about DBZ? We've done DBZ 2.
We've never talked about this stuff. This is really interesting. Like we're tackling new ground here.
We talked about 11 hours on that film.
Well, I'll say for number 4 or 5, or how many they're going to do, but let's say for number 4, I want to see, based off of this conversation, a heist type team having to get into some facility where there's a whole bunch of really smart sharks. And I would like to see a scene where, since these sharks are really smart, they find a way to hit like a giant keypad that just happens to unlock a door.
Does it require only one button, or do the sharks have to precisely hammer it 4 times to hit the right code?
You know what? Have them hammer it so that it, people think, oh, that's kind of strange that it happens, and then have a callback later on where you realize, no, these sharks have been observing whatever. They've been using their super sharp vision to see what the code is. So, they've been ramming it to try and hit the code.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And they do the National Treasure where they put the chalk on it to see which numbers have been pressed.
Oh, it's this date. It's the coordinates for Aquatica.
Because I don't know if you remember when you first see Jurassic Park and there's the whole kitchen scene, and you see the handle open and you go, wait a minute, they can open doors, And I remember like the theater just going crazy when that happened, right? Like you just have a moment like that, This franchise, when it really embraces the fun, imaginative aspects, it makes for a really entertaining film.
Yeah, and they have like the line, unless they could learn how to open doors. Oh look, it's opening a door. The kids
That's
are screwed.
a great gag, though. They think they're safe in a locked room, and and then the sharks know the code. That's a great bit right there, because you think you can relax, and then it takes a really silly, fun turn, and then you kick right back into the action.
Yeah, and it's a good callback to like the first one, because you think LL Cool J thought he was safe in the oven, and then by chance he turned on the oven. So there's ways that you can do it so that if you're worried about it being a little too obvious to choose, there's still ways that you can do it that would make it entertaining. But yeah, the fact that, okay, you're safe, these sharks, they can't pick a lock or something, and then somehow they manage to get the door open. It's like, oh, now what are we going to do, right?
And the debate is still open as to whether that oven turning on was by chance or not. So some say it's premeditated, some say it's by chance. I can't remember what we decided on, but they were smart sharks.
Yeah, they're smarter. They're smarter than the average human. So I would assume that they looked at it and like, oh, I saw this on, Emerald Glassy, whatever, Bobby Flay. He had an oven like this. This is how he turned it on,
It's a shark watching diners, dive-ins, and drives.
Ooh, yeah. This is great.
All I'll say is there's potential. There's potential that you could easily do another one, and because I like Fast and the Furious, take it that kind of route where you just really embrace the breaking down the laws of science and physics and just having fun with it.
Love it.
Okay.
And it needs a jet ski chase in a lazy river.
Yeah. Why in a lazy river?
Nothing wrong with that.
What is in a big circle?
When I came up with that fake Sandler film, Jacked Up, the finale was a jet ski chase in a lazy river, because that seemed like a very Sandler thing to do.
Are they going with the flow or against the flow?
Oh, man.
Or is one person going with it and the other person going against it to like catch up with it?
So Train to Busan, I love the scene where they're trying to run up the escalator that's going down and the zombies are running at them. I think that's such a horrifying vision. Man, that's tough. Let's say they're going backwards, but then the shark gets smart and goes the other way, and then they meet. That's
so
it.
The
right
shark
there.
just kind of it's swimming, it's not going anywhere, and you just see it just stop trying to swim and just drift away, and they think, we're fine, let's just carry on, and then a few minutes go by, you forget the shark's even there, and then the shark's there.
Yeah.
And
it swallows the jet ski whole.
Swallows the jet ski whole. Perfect. Okay, on that note, I think that's chapter 5 done. So Courtney, where can the listeners find you?
They can find me on Twitter at SmallMind, and my writing at Cinema Axis, POV Magazine, or thatshelf.com.
And you can hear me on what? Do you want to tell listeners what you do over on the Changing Reels podcast?
Oh yes, I haven't done an episode in a while, and I'm hoping this summer to get it back up and running. But on that podcast, Changing Reels, we look at films from the aspect of like diversity and representation. So I usually bring on a guest and we'll take a deep dive into a film, see what like works and what doesn't work from a diversity standpoint. And it could really be about anything. We've had dramas, rom-coms, action films. So just trying to change the conversation on diversity and representation and showing that there are films that are already doing this. We just need to start paying more attention to it.
And I was on almost exactly a year ago to the day to talk about Attack the Block. And I look forward to coming back to talk about Attack the Block 2 when that comes out.
You know what? I will mark you down. I hope to have you on the show before that. And Ark, I'd like to get you on the show as well if you're up for it.
Of course, yeah. Let's do it.
So I'm working on the next batch of films, and then I'll contact you guys and throw it out. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into it. It's just been really busy of late.
Yeah, I'm down. That sounds like fun to me.
It's a very informative and also entertaining podcast. I recommend it. So it's Changing Reels. And listeners, you can find this podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Deep Blue Sea Pod, or email us deepblueseapod@gmail.com. You can find more of my writings over at lifeversusfilm.com, Life vs Film. or listen to the monthly movie trivia Lampardy Jeopardy inspired thing over on the Lambcast, the official podcast of the large Association of Movie Blogs. Just search Lambcast on all good podcatchers. We do it's generally towards the end of the month. It's a movie trivia show. It's fun times. There's a weekly podcast as well, but I only do the monthly one. And if you have a movie blog or podcast and want to join a big community of like-minded folks, then largeassmovieblogs.com is where you should go. Mark, what would you like to plug?
I just want to say hi to all of our listeners in Gambia.
Hello, Gambia.
Let's see. And then Oman, we were number 1. Now we're number 2.
Oh.
But hey, we are number 2. In Vietnam, we're number 16. So that's pretty great. And then Saudi Arabia, we are 26. And so I just want to say hi to all of our listeners there who are checking out Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. I guess if you want to look at my stuff, it's just Movies, Films, and Flicks, Movies, Films, and FLIX. Go to the website or listen to the podcast. Go to Rotten Tomatoes. You can read my articles there and listen to RT is Wrong. So RT was Wrong was number 3. And we were number 1. So for a while, we had a nice lead over them. But then NPR beat us, I think, Jay.
See,
so,
you'd listed off a bunch of places that we weren't number 1. And
yep.
I'm grateful to everyone in those places who was listening and getting us up in the charts. But you need to work harder, guys.
We were number 1. We were number 1.
We were, yes,
Yeah.
Past tense.
True.
Past tense.
Yeah.
Come on, get out
back.
there and promote us. Show your friends. Everyone, please.
And then let's see. Oh, Film Theory. Check out Film Theory on YouTube. Mark Hoffmeyer Film Theory. You can see my videos there. And I was a guest on Too Fast, Too Forever, the Fast and Furious podcast. So I had a lot of fun talking about Too Fast, Too Furious with them. And Deep Blue Sea guest Aaron Neuwirth, he's going to be a guest on there talking about Tokyo Drift. And then they're going to be a guest on Out Now with Aaron and Abe for Fast 9.
And Aaron will be on this podcast in the next few weeks, I think.
That's right. So we got a lot of Fast and Furious.
Several
and
snakes eating each other's tails.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all my plugs for now.
Outstanding. Well, that'll do it for Deep Blue Sea 3, Chapter 5. Thank you, Courtney, for joining us.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure. Continued great success with this show. I love it.
Sorry, it's taken us a year to get you on.
Hey, it's been a really long year for everyone, so
True.
I'm not even stressing over it.
Well, I've been Jake Lewis.
I'm Mark Hoffmeyer.
And we'll Deep Blue see you next week.